Sound like a gigolo.
Oh, mate.
That's what I call my dates, my customers.
Just 2 secs.
Oh, fuck. My ass.
No thanks.
Oh, my God.
Is that all recording?
Sitting down. Yeah, it's recording now. Oh, dear. Oh, I got both ears back.
Oh, amazing.
I haven't had both ears in here for a few weeks.
Yeah, right.
Oh, that's way better.
A run will do that for
Do
you.
you have both ears?
Yeah.
Stevie?
Yeah, I do, mate.
Cool. How good.
Fucking ants, man.
Yeah, these ants are doing my nutting.
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man. Okay.
Yeah, if you've got any questions, Squirrels, jump in.
Yeah, for how we were feeling or whatever at the time.
Listen to the Patreon pod with Squirrels. He's got He's got good.
I'm doing lots of stuff like visual, not video stuff for West Perth at the moment. So now's the perfect time for me to zone out and just I'll be loading up on the pods.
Yeah, sick.
A couple of
Well,
pods.
maybe you can listen to some of our Patreon.
Yeah, of our own ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a few sitting there, and we still need to do the sex one. So fucking we'll do
Right.
that soon. Yeah, well, we already started. Might as well, and
Yeah.
we'll let people know about Patreon. So there's a new episode on Patreon, guys. Me and Squirrel Dog's driving down to Mandurah. He talks about how he doesn't like wristies.
He's our producer today. Thanks, Squirrel Dog, for that little last minute
Call up.
Yeah, call up. Yeah.
Yeah, cheers. Thank me once you say what I've fucking done.
Yeah, so the video content isn't that great this week.
Yeah.
That's why. He'll be right. You'll kill him,
We're
mate.
cycling through them. We've had Cam McLaren, my brother, Squirrel Dogs, and Jamal.
And Jamal's the
And originally
general
John.
regular. Yeah.
Yeah.
And John McMasters, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So-
good, though. We've set it up so it's so simple.
Yeah.
That almost anyone can do it.
Yeah, those simple cunts.
Now watch me fuck it.
So we're joined by Stevie Potente.
Stevie Patente.
Potente, my
Tutto
partner
bene.
in the 100-kilometre ultra hard yards. So thanks for coming on, Steve.
No worries.
Yeah,
Thanks
bruh.
for having me.
It's good.
Um,
I don't know about you, but I'm fucking exhausted, man.
let's start.
I ran so far on the
Let's
weekend.
start with you, Delwy, because you ran 14.5 Ks. How did you feel? Because that's that's the furthest you've ever run.
Yeah, it was about 14.6, but yeah, I felt good, man. I felt pretty good. If I didn't have the wedding, I would have done the next leg with yous.
Do you think it was the perspective, knowing that there was way more?
100%.
How was the? Because we mentioned this as well a couple of times. Like that first leg we did, and the way it sort of felt when we ran the first leg on AFL Grand Final day for practice, and the way we ran the first leg in the run was way different.
Yeah,
It
well,
just felt like nothing. The first leg was what, 11.
Yeah.
so when you went out and
really
did the
easy.
11,
Yep.
it felt harder than because you knew it was the first.
It just felt
part of the
longer.
run.
It just felt longer because I guess the perspective of that's the whole run.
Yeah.
Whereas this one was like 11.5. Hey, we've still got 91 kilometres left.
Yeah. Fuck, I need to do that with my lovemaking.
Do you know what was
Just
annoying?
fucked for ages and then...
Do you know what was annoying, actually? My only annoyance for the whole thing? People say, and this isn't our fault, saying it was 100 kilometres. It was actually 102.
I thought it was 103, James said.
102.9.
Yeah, 100,
Was it?
Yeah, 103.
Something like that, yeah.
You should have done a walk up to the roundabout and back at Trig.
Man, yeah. It
But
was
yeah.
fun.
No, it was... So I joined the boys on the third leg and with...
third leg,
with Burnsy.
Set
Yep.
your PB
Was that-
as well, didn't you?
Yeah,
PB.
legit. Yeah, longest I've ever run. But it's serendipitous that we had the astrophysicist on talking about theory of relativity because relative to what you guys were running, it's fuck all.
Yeah.
But for me, it was the longest I ever run. But it felt like just a nice little jog. You know?
We weren't really setting a great pace.
Yeah, we did 6:19 according to my Strava.
Okay.
6:90. That's like my fucking good pace.
That's pretty
So,
good.
yeah.
I didn't realise we went that fast, but we did try to keep ahead of pace.
Yeah, we did.
So we could have a bit of a longer.
And you guys were, you're flying at the start. I was like, fuck, we're going too quick. But
Yes,
for
I
the
agree.
listeners,
I agree.
Yeah, to put it into perspective, as I finish with yous and Burnsy, me and Burnsy were just finishing that little 14K. Yous were finishing a marathon.
Yeah, we'd finished
So it was like 42.
Yep.
42.8, which I think is a marathon.
Yeah. So that's fucking nuts, man. And then knowing that you'd have finished a marathon, you had 1.5 marathons to go. And
Yeah, it
And
was pretty.
I felt good at that.
Yeah, I
stage.
felt okay as well.
we basically chatted for the first 10Ks.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
That I was in.
Until you put your headphones in and
Yeah.
ignored me.
Well, I was trying to do the right thing by his. So Steve we were just having a good chat
Yeah.
about property and
mate,
like,
you'd be surprised how much it helped having
Yeah.
people there to chat with.
100%.
Like,
you reckon?
Yeah.
because you were up with Steve and Burnsy stayed back with me because
Yeah.
I was always about 15, 20 metres behind Stevie
Yeah.
when we were sort of running open.
Yeah.
And it was very helpful having someone there.
Yeah. Every stage we ran together with no one else, it just felt a lot longer.
Yeah, right.
Felt hard.
Yeah, and hard. Yep. Because
Yeah,
I'll
that's
stop and
interesting.
waiting for Cameron to come.
But I think the first leg and a half, we sort of run out of shit to talk about almost.
Yeah.
Or like,
Yep.
the new person has the...
Yep.
Because when you got the new person, it's almost effortless to chat about what's going on.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to think of stuff. And then when you're already fucked, trying to come up with other things to think about with
Yeah.
like... I was like, fuck, do I come up with a game to play with Stevie
Yeah.
or something? Or fuck
Well, you
it.
should do, instead of a watch party, you should do a listen party where you listen to the same pod.
Oh.
So you could run along and then like discuss that.
Oh, that would have been okay.
Yeah.
Well,
If we were running
thanks for that. Thanks for fucking coming up with that one.
Well,
During the-
Steve's listened to one hard yarn pod and he's run for us.
I told you none of my mates listened.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
But all right, well, let's go from the start. So it's 100. Well, how do you feel today? We'll start at the end and finish. And you feel?
A lot better than yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot better than yesterday. Today is I'm able to move at least and walk a little bit. Still a bit of a hobble. Those fucking stairs coming up here into this studio are pretty solid.
Yeah.
And the breathing's sort of gone back to normal-ish. I had a bit of a breathing issue yesterday.
Yeah,
but
right. COVID, mate.
I was a little sick a couple of days prior as well. When I say a little sick, I wasn't sick, but definitely had something. And that scared me because I was like, because the CEO at work definitely has COVID. And I was like, oh, fuck, like, I can't have a chest thing going on in this sort of run. But feeling a bit better today. But yesterday was
No good.
horrific.
What about you?
Well, mentally I feel good.
Yeah.
We caught up with James. We'll probably speak about him.
Yeah.
James, yeah.
And I was having a chat to him the day before we did the run, and he was talking about him doing a 50-kilometre run himself. And I just said to him, how'd you feel after it? And he said, it's really set me up for my future. And I was like, looked at him a bit weird and thought, how? And he's like, just every challenge I come up with now, I just think about that 50-kilometre run. It helps me get through those problems. So,
Right.
yeah,
Well,
so-
you guys should be double prepared.
Yeah, well, 100%.
Yeah.
He's correct because right now I don't like this stuff. Like, I can't talk into a mic.
Yeah.
I feel good about it. So, and then
it's made you feel a bit more bulletproof.
Yeah,
So if you can do that, you can do anything.
do anything. Yeah, exactly.
pretty cool.
Yeah, but
'Cause what was your furthest before? 30 Ks, did you say?
I said that.
What was the furthest you ran before?
I said that to Corey Green. Probably a few listeners will know who he is. I said to him I did a 30K. I was a bit intimidated by him, but I've only done 20.
Oh, yeah?
Corey's
Wow.
so like,
Yeah.
you are going to struggle. You are going to do this. And he was like, yeah, I've done a 30. I've done a 30.
I had to lie. Little white lie.
Yeah.
So 20 was the furthest you've
Yeah.
ever run. Fucking hell.
Yeah, but
So-
physically now,
Yeah.
I'm like Cameron. I'm
Yeah.
sore. My ankles are done. I can't walk.
Well, I remember you were putting your shoe on, your foot was swollen.
Yeah,
At the 75K mark, roughly.
yeah.
Because the way we ran, or the way we were feeling through it was very different,
Yeah.
each of us, at
Oh.
different points. And that probably came down to anti-inflammatory use, maybe.
Yeah.
I think we.
You went early
I
on
went
that.
early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I probably should have waited one more leg. But we can talk about that as we goes on because
Well, if you was with Ned Brockman, he'd be doing his third 100
Oh.
right now.
That's
mate,
ridiculous.
Fucking insane.
It's amazing.
it's incredible to think that. So now I do feel like a pussy.
Yeah.
You're a pussy.
I feel like Goggins is genuinely going, fucking, you're a little bitch.
Yeah.
Get up
Yeah.
and do it again, cunt. That's what I feel like he's...
Do you think you could if you had to?
100?
Yeah.
No way.
No chance?
No way.
No.
What if in your mind you set out to do 200? Do you think 100 would have felt easier? Like, let's say you're like, I'm going to do a 200K run, and you got to 100. Do you think that would have felt easier than yesterday knowing? Because when you got to 50, how are you guys feeling? Knowing that there's 50 to go.
I felt good.
Yeah. The 58 point was a dark moment for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. I looked at you.
I was
and
dark.
You were
That was-
gone
yeah.
at that stage.
We had
You didn't
these-
even run through Mirrabooka.
we had these really, I could sense moments where Steve was not great,
Yeah.
and I had pretty.
All right. Well, let's
bad
structure
couple of
this.
months.
So,
So let's go from the
so
start.
to organize, let's start from the organisation because it was something that you sort of did. I had nothing to do with because I've never done anything like that before.
Well, we sort
And
of
there's
like
not much you can do, but
we'd been flirting with it, and I'd flirted with the idea of the feral pig.
Yeah.
And then we were playing. So anyone who listens knows I've been playing a bit of footy out at York, and this prick who got me to go out there and pull my hammy 4 times. And on the drives back, we'd talk about stuff. And I remember mentioning, I sort of talked to him about the 80.
yeah,
And then he couldn't believe I did it by myself. And it was like fucking credit to him. Like he just said, he basically said, I feel terrible that you had to do it by yourself.
yeah.
So I want to do it with you and let's
Yeah.
do it together
Yeah.
so you can do it with someone.
It's
Which
the only
was
reason
fucking,
why I did it.
Yeah.
so that
Nice.
it was pretty incredible to have that.
That's pretty good friendship, man. I
Yeah.
can't even get mates to come over for a fucking barbie.
Yeah, because it did, and people who listened to the first podcast where it wrapped up, the loneliness I felt at the
Yeah.
end of it was like pretty overbearing. And when I told him about that, so it felt like I remember being in a place where I was a little bit overweight, not really motivated to keep fit and healthy, didn't have any motivation at all really. And then for him to say he wants to do it with me, it was like a spark.
Yeah.
So it was good. And then we were just going to do feral pig, hey?
Yep.
Feral pig.
Is that what James Bertolami did?
Yeah.
And then I mentioned let's do it for something, like let's run for a
Yeah.
charity or.
Because
Yeah.
last year we ran for Beyond Blue, and
Yeah.
then Steve was like, "Let's run for a charity," and I was like, "Yeah, fuck, 100%, let's do that." And then obviously we had CEO of Zero to Hero
Ash
on,
Harrison.
Ash Harrison, and really loved that sort of that idea, preventing it before-
Episode 100, I think, guys, or 101 if you want to listen to that one.
100, yeah. And it was their, I think it was just perfect because preventing mental health problems before they become a problem is huge.
Yeah.
And specifically suicide prevention. So it's a
I
great.
don't know about running 100 Ks for suicide prevention, the way you feel at the end of it.
So and
Nearly-
this is the thing; it puts you in the pain. Like I didn't even factor all this together. It's sort of like serendipitous; it comes together like that. But the pain you're in is almost nothing compared to what they're consistently going through. You know, your pain's gonna end, and you're gonna be able to recover. And the people who are going through suicide, or not suicide, or suicidal thoughts and that sort of mental health battle, they don't see a foreseeable end. So in that aspect, you're sort of putting yourself in a painful situation to sort of understand what they're going through. But it just ended up working out well, I
Yeah.
think. I don't want to pretend that we ran and put ourselves in that space to raise money for that. We were going to do this and challenge ourselves already.
Yeah.
And we just felt like if we're going to do this anyway, we might as well
do it for something.
do it for a good cause.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to pretend there's no ego in this. There was ego involved. Like and when I say ego, I mean this was for me as much as it was for him.
Yeah.
Like trying to challenge yourself.
Yeah.
So-
but why not do
Yeah, exactly. While you're
good
trying
at
to
the same time?
Exactly.
Yeah. And we ended up raising $3,200.
$3,320, and I feel bad because you prompted me to extend it, and I fucking forgot, and I should have.
Yeah.
I've had so many people hit me up this week saying, "Can I still donate?"
Yeah.
Yeah,
and I said,
same.
"No, you can't donate," because I tried to go and extend it, and you can't extend it once it's ended.
Yeah.
So I could start another one. But
It's
I just
if
feel
you
like
do want to
it's-
start another one, it's just Patreon, Hard Yarns podcast, and we'll put it towards us doing a bigger one next year.
Yeah,
But like even the planning that goes into something like that, like takes a little bit of planning, but you really need support.
so
And
100%.
so firstly, the planning.
Yeah.
was all Steve.
nice.
So-
So run us through it, Steve.
It was actually my partner who got me onto Map My Runs.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
I just
Mel.
came,
You did it.
yeah, and she was a massive support to me. So
Yeah, she was good.
she got me onto that, and I just came up with a track that I wanted to do.
Yeah.
To see different parts of Perth as well while
Yeah.
we ran,
Because
and
you're a local Kalamunda mate of our boy.
yeah,
Yeah.
Forest Hood.
Yeah,
I always say that to
and
Mel,
because you
but-
knew that sort of area,
Yeah.
I assumed that's why he was able to map all that area. But the rest of it, like,
yeah,
he knew like really well as well. 'Cause
Yeah.
there was moments
That's right.
where I was running and I'd be like, Steve wasn't here, I would have no fucking idea where to go. Like, that's just
The only place I didn't know about was Swanbourne to Scarborough.
Which we Google Maps
Yeah,
how to get through.
Well,
Corey.
we were both knackered, and I was like to Greenie, "Can you just get us through here?"
Yeah.
Mate? I don't know where I'm
What
going.
the streets are.
All right,
Corey.
so so you've done Map My Run, and then you ran each leg or almost each leg?
I ran most of the legs. Cameron joined me when he could. On those runs.
The worst part was I had intended to run 2 of those legs in those 2 weeks prior, when I had to have those 10-day break because of my calf. So it was it wasn't annoying, but I would have liked to know. I don't know whether it would have been better to know or not, like mentally.
It wasn't too bad. Like
because
I rode 25 Ks from Burswood to East Fremantle. I rode that and back, so it actually worked out to be 50 kilometres. There was a few hills in there that I was a bit worried coming up to, so while we were running, but it wasn't too bad knowing where we were going.
I'm with you though. I would rather not know because if you're like, oh my God, I'm only at this point, I know that there's a fucking struggle ahead. I'd rather just not know. And keep going.
And there's moments where you think you're getting close to the end, and then you mistake yourself, which is really what fucked me up in the 3rd leg, which we can talk about when we get to that. But just recalculating where you think you are and then adding, oh fuck no, we're actually 4 or 5 Ks away from where I thought we were, sort of thing.
I was pointing out a few things to you as well while we were running, like, oh, that's a high school that my brother went to.
No, we went past your house that you grew up in as well.
Yeah, exactly right. That's where
someone's
I grew up.
selling it.
So it was good.
So you've planned the route, and then the next bit is you needed to meet with Corey to plan hydration and food.
Well, we weren't. We sort of left that pretty late, literally the day before.
Yeah, but it got done.
It got done.
Yeah.
But it was 2 days before I sent him our breakdown of distance and times.
He said, no, you're never going to do it. Fucking, there's no chance. You're fucked. You haven't been training right.
Yeah,
you haven't been in zone 2.
You know Corey enough.
Yeah.
But we trained well, I think. Well, trained so much more than I did for the 80.
Yeah.
So I
pretend they did 30 Ks.
Yeah. I think we were definitely far more prepared.
Yeah.
And I can tell that right now with my recovery.
Yeah.
I was leaning on Cameron with that one as well, obviously, because he did the 80.
Yeah.
I thought I'd just leave all that to Cameron to work out for me. And when we caught up with Greenie, there was a lot to go through.
Yeah. So we're like, what? Well, talk us through it. You had...
Well, we
had little square lollies. It was quite nice. You didn't like them?
No, they're horrible by the 30 kilometre mark.
Salt water, gel carbs.
So sodium tablets, I think they're called. I don't know what. Precision hydration. So the precision hydration, I think he's the CEO or one of the...
came on the potty about
leaders.
Episode 50-ish.
Yeah, it was one of our first episodes in here, I reckon, in this studio. But they used to do the hydration for Formula One. I think it was McLaren from memory.
Cameron.
McLaren, I think it was.
Yeah.
They did the hydration and stuff for them. So, and they've just moved into fuel as well. So not just hydration.
Fuck, that's where the money is, boy.
Precision fuel.
Exactly right.
So they do the carbs.
You're talking about body fuel?
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about McLaren. Like they've just...
I was just going off what he said.
I thought you were talking about they've moved into F1 as well. It's like we can hydrate a body, we can hydrate a car.
I was just nodding. Yeah.
So they did So Corey gave us basically a pretty cool breakdown of how many milligrams of sodium we have in each.
Yep.
Was it different to you and you because your body shape? No, doesn't matter.
Pretty similar.
Just to what our backpacks were carrying in terms of litres of water. So.
Okay.
Because we didn't do a sweat test or we were... In regards to the preparation, our preparation was good, like in perspective compared to my 80, but it still wasn't. We still sort of half-winged it a little bit, like in certain ways. But we didn't allow for our body weight difference because I think I'm still 6-7 kilos heavier than Steve. We didn't factor in all this sort of stuff. But I'm assuming it wouldn't be too much different, really. But we can talk to Corey about that anyway.
Yeah.
But so there was a certain amount of salt tablets that we were meant to have. So the only issue I had, and I definitely noticed you would have had this as well. So press that button on the TV. Here, check us the TV remote.
Good stuff. Simple squirrels.
So sorry.
Fucking nailed it.
producer coming in the goods. What was I saying then? Sorry,
The salt, the difference in weight.
Difference in weight.
I can't remember. What
I
you
can't
say.
remember. Sodium.
Something
Oh, yeah.
tablets.
Sorry. So James McPhail, who is a listener, Patreon, and basically donated his time. Absolutely fucking phenomenal. Went above and beyond.
Bloody legend.
The only thing is, I'd realised this, and not till the end. He was not emptying the water that we had and then refilling it and then putting the new adjustment of tablets in there.
Didn't know that.
So basically he was just topping up the water and then just chucking a couple of extra tablets in there. So it was much more diluted. So we probably weren't getting the right amount of salts in there, and that's why we were drinking more and then we were pissing more. And then we eventually had to stop because we remember Corey telling us you can't be pissing too much, because if you're pissing too much, that means you're drinking too much and you're getting rid of the salts. You want to be having enough that you're almost...
Your body's using it.
Your body's using the hydration.
Fuck, that's...
And sweating it out. So,
and if you're only doing the 100K once, so it's not like you can practice. Like
no, exactly. So that's
is.
why at one point I said, nah, chuck all 6 of the 1500s in my one.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
When I already knew I had a certain amount of the 1000s in there.
Yeah.
Because I was like, fuck, I better make up for it.
Yeah.
But that shit was rank.
Yep. Does it just taste like salt water?
It's
at the ocean.
It's bearable for the first leg, I
gave
reckon.
you some. What do you think?
I liked it.
This is the thing. It's okay. It's okay. But when I say it's rank after fucking 14 hours of drinking it.
Yeah. It's like Woodstocks.
Yeah, like anything.
Which I gave a fair nudge last night.
It was just...
It was the gels for me.
Yeah,
the carb gels that we were having.
You didn't like it or liked it?
No, they're horrible.
I really liked that as well, man. I'm going to have to do the 100 just for a fucking fee.
So I've still got some at home if you want them.
The carb gels were... they were making me sick after a while.
It's like adult baby food.
Basically, it's like the adult baby food,
And the theory behind that is because I didn't even think about this. You said that you couldn't really eat for 15 hours when you're running.
Sort of.
So you can, but it's not good for your guts.
No, just minimal. You don't want to have stitches and be carrying too much. So the carbs, it's literally just fucking a refined amount of carbohydrates, bang.
Yeah,
like
straight into you.
Yeah. Straight into it for energy. Yep. That's for energy only, really.
Yeah. 90 grams each one of those.
Was it?
Sachets were,
Yeah, so we're having
I could give you some more energy with 90 grams or something else.
So every 2 hours we're having one of them.
Yep.
And every 2 hours we're having 6 of these cubes that were like, were they sodium jellies for hydration?
Yeah.
And they were, I found them okay. You didn't like them, hey?
Yeah.
I found them okay.
I reckon they were not. He gave me one. It was good.
Yeah, I thought they were okay.
Nice.
But
I didn't mind the water.
Again,
the salt water. I just didn't like the food or the carbs and the sodium tablets.
And they did the trick massively.
So people thinking of doing any distance run, you want to think about your salts, you want to think about your food, what you're going to eat or how you're going to do it.
That's probably specifically for me and Steve, where I don't think fitness or I don't think our mindset was ever going to be an issue. It was always going to be mechanical failure, which is, cramp or body shutting down, that sort of stuff. And that's where that stuff is really...
I didn't cramp at all.
Didn't cramp
at
all.
That's good.
A couple of times where the little parts of your body feel like they're getting a little stiff and a little sort of locking up, but then you sort of get through that. But it was good.
Yeah, it was just my ankles that were giving me trouble. So I just changed my shoes a couple of times.
I think that was
probably Nikes to Hockers.
I think it's the biggest benefit of me actually doing leg weights in this one. My ankles and knees and hips are so much better than the last run.
Yeah, okay.
So much better.
Yeah.
The recovery in that. The only real issue I have is muscle soreness.
Yeah.
Just severe muscle soreness.
I don't have much at all.
Yeah, it's interesting, hey? The differences.
Squirrely, what's the furthest you've run? You used to be all right. You're fairly fit, or no?
Nah, never any long distance that I've recorded. I went cray diving in Exmouth last week. And swam out and cramped up there. So
Did you? You didn't tell that on the pod on the Patreon app?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
but the difference there was no one was fucking helping me.
He was swimming against the current, and one of his legs cramped, and he couldn't. He's almost with a cray in his hand, nearly drowning.
Oh fuck!
Got the cray though.
Yeah. Oh, good.
The carbs.
Most important part.
You needed the precision hydration.
Yeah.
But those salts are what's most important for your mechanical failure.
Yeah. So get the salts in. And then
From the start as well. So as soon as you start, start taking them.
What about the night before? I had a kebab and chips at 11:45.
Yeah, so I should have asked Corey about this because I don't think my prep leading in was very good, like diet-wise or anything. Like I didn't really focus on what I should be eating or anything like that. I hosted your quiz on the Wednesday night. I had a couple of beers, I didn't really focus on anything.
Yeah.
And then even the night before, I had fish and chips.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Like, I don't know if that was a good thing to have.
Light meal.
Yeah, I had fish and chips the night before.
What about you? Did you know?
No, I didn't. I'm same as Cameron. Yeah. I had a chickpewed curry the night before.
Right. So because we're both
pescatarian.
Both pescatarian. So
Pussytarian.
So I've moved it from the whatever I'm trying to say there, outright vegetarian to I've got fish now, and you do fish as well.
Yeah, I do fish.
Yeah. So
once a week.
Yeah. So I'm about the same. Once a week, once a fortnight, I have fish.
Yep. Have you ever warmed up a squid in the microwave?
No.
So I don't know. I'm very interested. I'm very interested.
Yes.
If you want to know why, listen to some of Squirrely's episodes on what deckhands do to have sex.
Yeah, right. Spoiler alert: microwave a squid and wank off with it.
Calamari.
I'm actually very interested, and I'd like to talk to maybe Corey about this at some point because the fact that the inflammation, and I've heard that the lack of meat in your diet can help with inflammation within the body. So I'm interested to see if that helped.
That's what vegans tell you.
Yeah. Well, it could be a myth, but it's something I've heard.
I've heard that as well.
Yeah,
that meat's inflammatory, but
I definitely feel like I recover a lot quicker than I used to when I did have meat.
Yeah, right.
And that's going back to playing football.
Yeah.
So.
I think they had an expert on Joe Rogan, and the inflammation more if it's a grain-fed beef and stuff like that, and then all the way down less. So seafood, kangaroos, free range stuff, but still some.
Yeah. Okay.
But better.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All the way down.
I want. We'll wait for an expert to make comment on that. But regardless, I don't know if our diet or prep into the run was fucking. Yeah.
So then, look at you mapped it out, shared it on Insta, and James McPhail comes to the fore here because you don't realise, like, you two couldn't have just run that. No. Because you needed a support team to meet you at each point.
In hindsight.
My partner was going to help out. And, when James rang you up.
It just seemed like a very appropriate way to do it. Because
it was a good fit. He had a good car.
Fridge,
kettle.
Yeah. We didn't have noodles.
Nah, I had him last night. I think it would have been a struggle if we didn't have James.
Well, even driving to do your leg, I was like, fuck, I'm going to have to get an Uber back. And then James gave us a lift. So even little things like that you don't think about.
So good.
I don't think people realise for James, like, he's sitting in a car for 14 hours.
Yeah.
His partner came halfway through and she was starting to help out. But I think she was there more to help James. You know, moral support. And because it's tough for him.
Yeah,
just sitting there for 14 hours trying to look for us. You know how hard it is to sit in the car. So.
And I know that through I did a 24-hour, I filmed a 24-hour ride to Albany for charity. A couple of the Claremont boys, Ian Richardson and Declan Mountford, and a couple of lads, they went down there 24 hours. And
did you stay awake the whole time as well?
Yeah, but riding behind them at like 30 kilometres an hour or 40 kilometres an hour, whatever they're going, the whole way down. It took 23 and a bit hours, I think 22 hours. Liam Goodman as well.
Did you film the whole thing?
Just like
that's a lot of film.
Highlights. So when I wasn't filming,
all the good shit happened.
When I wasn't filming, I'm driving behind them in a car with fucking lights saying go around.
Yeah.
So just keeping up with them, keeping to a thing.
Yeah,
listening to podcasts, trying to. Yeah, it's fucking challenging.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, they don't. You know that thing. Don't drive tired.
Well, we had two of us. So I had Richo's wife in there helping us, and we were swapping. But it was tough. That's challenging. So, if he was doing that by himself, I'm glad he ended up getting his missus to come and help because, I didn't factor in a few things, and he was so helpful on the legs.
Massive shout out to him.
He'd fill it all up. I thought he'd just be great to just have someone there so we could do it.
Yeah.
But he would do it all for us. He was filling our water up, putting the sodium tablets in.
Once he got the gist of what we were
giving
doing,
us
he
our
was doing
like
it for
VAS
us.
and shit, everything. He was getting everything for us. Like, here's your sun cream, fucking the whole lot.
That's awesome.
And then obviously my partner drove us out at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
No complaints. So
Mel.
That's
why I married her.
He knows she'll listen to this.
Yeah, exactly right.
Just building the brownie.
That'll be the first episode she listens to.
So but that's good because James has done a 50K, so he knows what it's like, and he did a marathon on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Just out on the farm and did laps. For
Mm.
himself, so he knows what it's like.
So,
which is important. So you drive out at 3 a.m. while it's still dark.
He meets us there. Fucking,
I think he was there at 4.
4. Yeah, I don't know. So we're there at 4:50.
Yep.
4:50. Quick little stretch. It's fucking freezing. Wow, I didn't realize how fucking cold it was going to be out
in
there.
the hills.
Freezing. And he stayed with us for a little bit. And it's a lot of severe elevation in that first leg
up Kalamunda Hill way.
And
Rolly Stone.
Yeah,
through the valleys.
It just felt awesome because this was just beautiful.
Yep.
It was beautiful scenery. I was like, this is exactly what I wanted. Fucking Steve was saying, like, how good's this? This is so good. And we were both pumped.
Yeah.
Little did we know how we were going to feel. We did know how.
Well, it's funny looking at the before and after photos. And the morning you're like 2 kids on their first day of school. And at the end of it, you're like parents that have just had a baby all night.
Well, I think
we were bagging Greeny out, weren't we? In that second leg.
Well, he doesn't. We're going to fucking smash this.
We genuinely
I was like, he reckons we're going to struggle. No, this is easy.
Mate, because we were flying.
We were ahead of schedule by
We're ahead of
30
schedule.
minutes.
We felt great.
Yeah.
We weren't
Smashing
overdoing it. The first leg was pretty easy.
So 11K first leg?
Yeah. And it was just a quick stop at a petrol station there at Celebrations out on Canning Road, was it? Yep, Canning Road. And one of your mates quickly popped in and
with his young fella.
Yeah, said g'day,
that's
which
good.
is kind of cool.
Nice early fucking support.
Yeah.
But yes, that was a good one. But it was that was a marker just to make sure we were keeping on the thing. And I knew if we could keep on time for those first.
You went too quick. I nearly missed you at the Stirk Park.
Well, yeah, we were trying to make sure we. I didn't really think. I didn't really realize how much we had to get done in those breaks. And so we only factored in 10-minute breaks. So it was lucky we were actually 5 to 15 minutes ahead of schedule.
So what were you doing in the breaks?
Well, resting, but stretching,
filling up the
water, sodium tablets, sun cream, Vaseline in the fucking spots where you get chafe. Just recharging your phone,
stretching.
Chafe's the worst thing.
Yeah,
chafe is the fucking worst.
And it the first one, we got there I think 10 minutes ahead.
I think
maybe more.
Yeah, more
15 minutes ahead.
Yeah.
But still only left 5 minutes ahead of schedule. So we still would have had a 20-minute break there without, well, maybe not that long, but I don't know what it was, but it felt like we only just sort of left ahead of schedule. And then the next one, we knew we had a 7-minute pace allowed. And
nearly got hit by a truck as well.
So we're going along the fucking what's that?
Canning Road.
Yeah. Jesus, that is fucked up.
You're supposed to run on the opposite side of the road.
That's what I said, and he's like, "No, we got to stick to our side."
You're supposed to run at traffic so they can see you.
Yeah.
So we're running, and we are fucking going. We're cruising.
Yeah.
We're like. Greeny, fucking Greeny. He just wants us to think it's hard because he can't do it. Fucking pussy. Fucking. That's what we're literally like laughing, going, "Can't wait for this. This is going to be easy. We'll get there, no problem." And I reckon the last 4 Ks of that second leg, maybe even a little bit more.
Yeah, it was
5 to 10 Ks of that second leg, which the second leg ended at 28 kilometre mark. I was like, "Oh fuck." Oh no, these hills are starting to hurt.
Yeah,
and that was Stirk Park.
Yep,
Stirk Park is where I met.
Yeah,
me and Burnsy
exactly.
Met yous.
So where we met, we got there and I was struggling.
Yeah,
feeling pretty sore. We had your Mrs. family come.
Yep,
Mel's family and stuff. That was good.
Little photo. They only live around the corner, so
nice.
They came and supported us a little bit
that's
there.
that's where I started to get a little worried.
Yeah, right.
just a little bit worried.
Yeah.
I was still okay because I know that we're going downhill from there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was
You were hell chipper.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that leg,
Couldn't stop talking.
as we left,
It's good.
as we left on that leg,
Yeah.
I felt great.
Mm.
I had anti-inflammatories, I cruised through it. Like I didn't cruise through it, but I couldn't go too fast, but I felt like, and this is the difference between me and Stevie. We have different strides.
Yeah.
And, we'd spoken about it prior that we couldn't let each other's pace dictate.
Yeah.
We couldn't do that because if he goes too slow or I go too slow for him or whatever, the other way, like whatever it ends up being, you're going to fuck up the other person.
Yeah.
So I'd let him run. He wouldn't ever get too far ahead, but at points, there was one point that leg that you joined, he was about 40, 50 metres ahead.
Yeah, that was
Eventually
down near the river.
Yeah, sort of eventually catch up and we slow up at times and
It
whatnot,
started
but-
to fucking heat up then, I tell you, man.
Yeah.
and it did
was
start to
fucking
get so
You were
burner.
sweating a lot.
Bro, I had sunstroke that night. I was like full headache.
so 27 degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty solid. Yeah, up
Yeah.
around the airport and stuff, Midland Brick.
Midland Brick. I love the smell of Midland Brick.
Oh fuck,
So good.
that was solid. But it was so good. Like Burnsy, my best mate, come along and fucking credit to him. Like he did 31 Ks.
He's a machine.
He could have run it, no problem.
Yeah.
Like no problem.
I think he had one bottle of Gatorade. He sculled at the start, and that was it. He was
Yeah.
done. Like he was just
I did,
ran
yeah.
31 Ks.
I fucking told Steve, I was like, I forgot to any energy stuff, so I had a Kit Kat Chunky before I joined you.
yeah.
Like, literally.
Oh my God.
Had a Kit Kat Chunky and half a Lucozade, and then ran
Fuck.
with yours.
Yeah, well,
So-
Lucasade's probably better than a Gatorade, but so having
It was hot.
Burnsy,
We went
sort of
past a few squash snakes.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right. Yeah,
that's-
it was some
yep.
dodgy spots there. when
Yeah,
we
oh,
were
fucking
running
oath.
past, like,
Yeah, no
There's
footpaths.
Sorry,
no
guys.
footpath. And having Burnsy sitting there with me was fucking
Yeah.
great because we were just chatting. Burnsy fucking tells story after story, and
Yeah.
it's just funny. And yeah, he was great. He knew when not to talk.
Yeah.
Like it was good. And I flirted with the idea of wearing headphones because I don't think you did much either.
No.
Barely. I reckon
Yeah,
for
that's
the
interesting.
total of the 14 hours, I reckon I had headphones in for half an hour.
Really?
I reckon
interesting.
it was 15 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Because
Just two
I
songs.
didn't want it to, because I remember you saying, if people talk to me, I'm just going to be like, fuck off.
Yeah.
So when I was having a chat with Steve, I was like letting him, I was going to listen, and he was kept wanting to chat. I was like,
Yeah.
all right, well, fuck. I just fucked them off.
I thought exactly the same. And as soon
Yeah.
as I had people there talking,
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
You know, that means that you're in zone 2 if you're
Yeah,
hold a conversation.
100%. So it was so good. Like having, Burnsy there is my best mate, which is fucking awesome. And we can just talk underwater. So that was great. It just sort of kept me preoccupied. We got through to that one, and I felt pretty good. I think you felt pretty good at the once we got to Garvey Park.
Yeah, I did. That's when my ankle started getting a bit sore, so I
that's-
changed my shoes at Garvey Park.
So that's 42.8 Ks.
Yep.
Yeah. It's such a nice little spot. I didn't even know it existed. What area is that, Garvey Park? Is that?
Redcliffe, I think.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yeah, right.
So-
So FIFO Central.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, it's
Um,
awesome. There was a little cafe on the edge of the Swan River. There was like a kayak club.
Yeah. Nice shaded area.
There's
as well,
one
so
time
it was
I've wanted to
perfect.
jump in the Swan though. At the end of that run, I was like, I would jump in this brown fucking shitty,
Yeah.
Oh, actually,
overpriced fruit juice. Though it cost me like $7 for fucking for like 300 ml of berry. Oh,
Yeah.
dirty dogs.
Yeah, I've been there a few times as a kid, so I know it
Yeah.
existed.
Yeah,
so
right.
that's why I wanted to run there,
Yeah,
and
it's
then
nice.
from there we were along the river.
Yeah,
which was perfect.
we had a random lady take our photo, which is good.
Yeah. We took a photo of the crew.
Getting annoyed at the kids.
Yep.
Oh,
There's a
fucking
kangaroo.
Riley wouldn't smile. I don't know what
No.
happened with her. But,
No.
so we picked up
Bit
two
shy.
new passengers. So W finished.
Yeah.
Burnsy stayed on for one more leg.
This was about 10:30 by this stage.
Yeah, so we've
Yep.
been
I
running
joined you
for,
at 8:30.
Yep.
Yeah, so we're
And
running. We've been running for
was a-
what's that? Five
Five and a half.
Five and a half hours.
That leg was an hour and a half that we ran
Yeah.
for. And then
And then
Yeah.
Burnsy stayed on. Then Carly, my neighbour / landlord, as she likes to call me,
/ friend.
/friend. She's a legend. She's the wife of one of my best mates, Matt. And
Just chewing my ear off the whole way.
was she?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Because
I
me
knew-
and her were in
Mate,
front.
and this is what I
But
said.
it's good because
No.
it just kept me going.
But this is what I said to, I think I said it to you or I said to someone, I was like, as long as it's not Carly, I can't have Carly next to me because I know she will fucking just talk my ear
Yeah.
off and
Yeah.
that's too much. Like I needed a bit of gentle conversation.
Yeah.
who
And
was the
then
bloke that was like full running gear?
Kev.
Kev.
So Kev's my other one of my other groomsmen. He came along and he's fucking legend. He's been getting into a bit of running lately and
He looked the part.
I was about to say you look like he could
run. He could run a reason. He ran back from our leg. So he ran our full leg and then ran back. So he did a 30 as well.
So what was the fourth leg? How far?
About 15. 15.8.
16.
Yeah. So
just over 16.
Yeah. Where to?
That was to the Narrows.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this is where
another good little hidden spot in Perth.
So this is where you had your anti-inflams.
Yep.
And mine started to wear off.
Yeah.
So I hit demons.
Yeah. Oh, yeah?
So after we left you, we got about a kilometre in and I realised I'm fucked. I'm sore. Like, I don't know how I can't keep up with the pace. And I was aware that Carly she was running up the front with you. She was just running and that was not going to be good. Because that's not the pace that I could go at. And that was fine for him because that's a comfortable pace for what Steve runs at. But my comfortable pace from then was my legs couldn't move faster. They were fine. Like I felt physically fine, like health-wise, I guess. I didn't feel that bad, but my legs just wouldn't move any faster than probably 6:30, 6:45 pace. Yeah,
that's still solid.
Yeah, I probably was hoping to go a little bit faster by then, but I just couldn't do it. Yeah. So letting them go ahead a little bit, and then I needed to put some Band-Aids on.
And your pace was all right?
Yeah, I was fine. Yeah, so I actually got there and James asked me how I was feeling. I said I was fine, and Mel, my partner, obviously came and saw us at that stage, and she said to me, "You can't say that in front of camera. He doesn't look well, so just look after him on the next leg." So I was like, okay.
Yeah, because we stopped at Camfield quickly.
Pick up Keith.
To pick up Keith.
Yep.
Fucking Keithy.
That's the coach of York last year.
Yep.
Keith Delavadova.
Yeah. So
I went to primary school with Keith.
Yeah, he kept saying, "Where's Delby?"
Was he running as well?
Yeah.
Nice.
So he was meant to be there at that leg, and we were like, we can't wait for you.
Yeah.
We're on a thing. So he came to Camfield, caught up with us. They gave me a quick 2 minutes to put some Band-Aids on my pinkies, which are fucked now.
Yeah.
But they were blowing up. So then we got going again. And I really struggled through that last.
It was about 65K point, 60K
58 to the point. So it would have been, when did we pick up Keith? Probably about 51, 52K mark.
Yeah, 52.
So about 52K mark.
Yeah.
And so this was actually just prior to that. This is what fucked me mentally. Because I thought Ascot Racecourse was Belmont Racecourse.
Oh, yeah?
And I thought, as soon as we go past Ascot Racecourse, which I thought was Belmont, we're going to be going across the Graham Farmer and we're going to be going, but we weren't. We had another 3 or 4 Ks and I got lost, and that added distance in my head, so it mentally threw me. And so by the time we got to the South Perth foreshore and running along there, and Kev stayed back with me then, Burnsy came up ahead with you guys, and Kev just hung back with me. I was about 50 metres behind them, and I was fucked.
But seeing him be okay, is that worse for you or better for you?
Hurt. Like, because I was like,
I thought that would be good because you're like, he's going to finish.
No.
So I have to go with him.
I didn't know because a couple things. So I didn't know. One, I didn't want to hold him back because I knew this whole concept of me trying to hold him back is going to fuck him up.
Yeah. So go at your own pace.
Go at your own pace. But also I was like, fuck, like, have I just not prepared enough? Am I cooked? Then I started.
Steve had done 30K runs.
Well, I was just thinking that he if he came on that leg to run with me before, you would have known that was Ascot Racecourse.
Yeah.
It's your own fault, mate.
So when we got to there, and my brother was there, couldn't even talk to him.
Yeah,
Jason. He did everything for you.
Yeah, Ryan.
Stop.
He's moving his legs.
He's getting his water for him, and just organised everything for him.
I was cooked.
Yeah,
I was done.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Mate, we're only 58 Ks.
So this is the wall that they speak of. You hit the wall.
Yeah. And then he said to me,
the big wall.
Ryan, because Ryan was the only one who came on my last 80 kilometre one.
Yeah.
And he said, do you remember at the 50 kilometre mark of the marathon, of the 80, you were fucked.
Yeah.
You were done. And then you got a second wind.
Yeah.
You told me you got this second wind. It's going to come. So just keep going till you get that second wind. And I was like, yeah, fuck, okay. And that gave me a bit of confidence. And then we had Jace.
Did it come?
Yeah, well, we started running with Jace, and I was pretty scared because I was like, well, like, what am I going to do? Like, we're 58 Ks in, and I can't run another 42 if I'm like this.
That's another marathon.
So I'm pretty nervous. And then I just tell Steve and Jace, we got to run it like 6:30 to 7 pace.
Yep.
I can't go any further than that. I can go consistently at that pace, but I can't go faster. It'll fuck me up.
Yeah.
But Jace was like, that's fine because that's about as fast as I can run.
Jace was fucked at the end of this. He was fucked. He said, I think that was the furthest he's run as well.
Yeah, he was fucked. He messaged us that night going, yeah, I'm sick.
He didn't come to Trig. He went home to bed.
I think he went home and threw up. Yeah. So that was good.
We all ran together on that stage. So.
But I had an anti-inflammatory on that one, and that picked me up as well.
Yeah, right.
Like the pain.
Drugs are good.
I think it was that one. Did I have anti-inflammatory? Might have been the next one. But anyway, I felt good. I got that second wind.
But didn't you say if you have
so
wrong timing for anti-inflams, you could fucking cramp and die?
Well, you can pass out. You get low blood pressure. You can get gut cramps. You can cause more problems than it can fix. So you got to be careful. So I don't think I had it there. I might have had it at the next one, but.
I had it at the South Perth. You had it at Garvey and then the one after.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Stevie then started to, and his wall is still fast enough to keep up with us at any pace, but I could see Stevie was starting to struggle.
Yeah, I was. That was a hard one. That one from South Perth to.
Was that with the headwind as well?
Yeah, and that's when that's when I realised, we're on different
trajectories.
Yeah, we're just having different timings of our like dark moments. And you said to me at one point, and I can't remember when you said it to me, but you said you were there for me when I was in my dark hole. I was there for you when you're in your dark hole. I'll be here again for you. I can't remember what that was. It might have been the next one because I was going through another one.
And Dr. Robin Cook's there for you for the black hole.
There was but I remember this is where I felt really good.
Seeing him feel shit.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
My life is great.
No.
Prick.
This is what made me feel amazing, and I pointed it out as, and I think you at the 74 kilometre mark, Jason Selisic, seeing that we were fucked, went and ran like a horse on the wind and took the breeze. Yeah, and he didn't say anything. I knew what he was doing. Yeah, but he specifically ran around us. He was fucked. And there was this real just open area of grass where the wind was killing us. Yeah. And he just went and stood there on this angle in front of us and took the breeze as much as he could.
Leadership.
And I knew.
Was he a captain?
He was a premiership captain.
Oh, there you go.
And I knew that then I felt like the people who are running with us aren't just mates. They're like actually here to help us. Yeah. It was fucking, it really got me jacked up. Like I was fucking.
I think also like listening to what you went through on the last pod, people that decided to run with you didn't want you to be alone and didn't want you to give up and was there to support however it needed you to be.
But for him to do that at that point, not even saying it, didn't even have to say it. And I knew what he was doing. And then I said it at the thing. He's like, I didn't like, I knew what, he knew what he was doing. Yeah. And that was just fucking... That was really good moment.
So this was at Point Walter. So I went and got all my wedding shit, brought it down to meet you guys there. So it was me, James, Jen, and then I think that was it. Yeah, just you three. And you looked fucking cooked. I was
at that moment I felt pretty good.
You didn't look good.
Yeah, no, I felt.
I didn't feel good.
You were struggling because your ankle had swollen,
and I was getting tingling in my hands and my face. It was weird. It was a weird feeling.
I was solidly like I felt like pretty average, but compared to the last leg, I was so much better. The perspective had kicked in, and I was like, I went and laid down on the grass, and I just like, okay, I can take this time to just feel better. Yeah, and I felt confident. Yeah.
I think I remember you saying that you nearly packed it in. You were like, I was done.
Yeah, at that 50, at the 58 point. Yeah. The 58, the start of the leg, leg, I was fucked. Yeah, I was broken.
So what were your?
By the end of it, I felt cool. I felt good, but you were struggling.
Yeah, I was struggling because I think it comes back to our running styles. Like we ran together on that leg, and we were sort of at Cameron's pace. Yeah. I'm not blaming you, Cameron, but I really struggled in that one. Yeah, like at the end of that stage, I actually took off and ran on my own because I just felt I needed to.
Yeah, that's a good
to
move.
blow it out. So
what were the pins and needles from?
I don't know.
From pinching your shoulders back?
Yeah, well, talking to a few people, they reckon it's just holding the backpack for so long.
Yeah.
and
That's
having
another
your
thing you
arms.
don't consider.
Yeah.
You've got an extra, well, if you have a litre of water, that's an extra kilo. 2 litres is 2 kilo.
That makes
back.
sense.
And it's sweaty.
Yeah. So, and obviously my traps are pretty sore now.
Yeah, really sore.
From
holding the backpack.
Yeah.
Can you do it without the backpack, or you have to have that water?
Oh, you got to have that water, man. Because
I wouldn't be
your
able
body
to do
will
it.
camel pack.
You will.
Backpack,
You will cramp.
Yeah.
You're just fucked. You need to consistently sip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any questions so far, Squirrels? Anything that you've thought or that we've missed?
No, they
Just as a listener?
they ran. It's interesting though. The one thing was about the pace. So you guys were like, so you slowing down to his pace.
Yep.
That fucks you because
Running
of
slow
rhythm
is
or
running slow is harder.
Yeah, it's harder.
You're not running your natural.
Yeah. And obviously when you're striding out, your muscles loosen up. Well, that's what they say anyway. I don't know if I'm...
You got to run at your
correct,
own
but
pace.
Yeah.
You can't run at someone else's pace because it can fuck you. And
because you're consciously stopping your body doing what it naturally wants to do.
100%, yeah.
Yeah.
And generally, like, you know, in a 20-kilometer run, I can run that pace.
Yeah.
But after 68, my body my quads just wouldn't move any faster than about 6:30 pace. I just couldn't go any faster than that.
I was feeling everything, like every time I was stepping when we were running at your pace, just like the impact on my feet were just killing me.
So then the next...
I can't think of anything worse than having the shoulders pulled back the whole time and being like in that little T-Rex arms, because my fucking...
Yeah.
They pinch after like 8Ks. So doing what you guys did, fuck.
So... We got to that point where we were leaving. We just left you.
Yeah. Point Walter.
And
beautiful spot again. There's a nice little cafe there. It was like,
the good part...
hidden gems of Perth.
The good part for me was I had no real... Like, I had no knowledge of where we were, really.
Yeah.
I don't really know that area very well.
Yeah.
And I just remember...
Again, if you came on the,
on
the practice runs, mate, you would have known.
But I just don't really know that area very well.
Yeah.
And... Stevie sort of knew where we were going to go.
Yep.
We ended up half changing the where we were going to go, but it ended up being the same distance, which is fortunate. But
less hills the way we went.
Was it?
Yeah, less hills.
Fuck,
So
good. Awesome.
I knew at that start I was knackered, so if I wasn't knackered, then we would have went the other way.
Yeah.
We were going to Left Bank, and to just see Mel's family again.
And family friends.
If anyone else wants to go, Left Bank Tuesday the 15th of November, Star Wars quiz, 22nd Brooklyn Nine-Nine quiz.
Beauty. But that place now has demons for me because I think we both hit, that was the 80-kilometre mark.
Both hit a wall.
Both hit a fucking...
What's your mental thing going though? Because that's where you finished the Ultra last year.
Yeah,
and you're like 80 Ks, you're like, I got another 20 to go.
Well, he didn't even realise until I said, hey, we're at 80K mark, mate. And he started cheering, didn't he?
Did it feel easier all of a sudden if you compare it to last year?
Nah.
Felt the same?
When we stopped it, there was something to do with stopping, hey?
Yeah, I was getting a bit worried about the tingling because I didn't know what was going on. So I messaged my partner and just said, can you bring some lollies? Because I thought I might have been low on sugar. And then we stopped and I had one lolly and then I grabbed a handful and then I looked at him and just chucked him away.
Yeah,
she just looked at me going, that was pointless.
Yeah, she was trying to give me lollies. So I was like, no, I don't want anything. Yeah. I just want everyone to fuck off and leave me alone right now. But it was
they left.
It was kind of nice because I felt like I had to say hello. I didn't feel like I had to, but they were being so supportive and it was actually really good.
We had a good photo.
Yeah, we had a nice photo, awesome. But it was just it was nice having that support. But it just happened to be at, I feel like, our lowest point.
It was.
But that's what you need, right?
Yeah.
Do you want support at low point, or do you want to face your own demons?
Didn't feel. It didn't help.
What about you, Steve?
I thought it helped. Yeah. Obviously, I know the people.
Yeah. He's never happy, this cunt.
Nah, he's
no
not.
One's at the end when no one's there for him. Now everyone's there for him.
Hard to please.
I didn't. I felt like I wanted to speak, but I
you don't want to feel obligated.
I didn't have the energy.
Yeah.
And I was getting just like, I couldn't believe we still had so far to go.
Yeah.
And
in comparison, you had 20% to go.
So in my head, we started to break it down. Like I looked at the bridge that we had to get to.
Yep.
It's like, let's get to that bridge.
Get over it or what?
I felt like getting to the bridge was be moment. Once we got onto the past the bridge, past the railway hotel, and then onto the coast part, I started to feel different, and I felt good.
That was a really hard leg in terms of it was only Cameron and I.
Yeah.
Like if we had people running with us, it would have maybe been a lot easier.
I tried to put my headphones in I reckon 10 minutes in that leg.
How many Ks is this leg? 11? 15?
Nah, 14, 15, yeah. And I don't know what it was.
Breeze behind your back?
I actually, once it wasn't anyone there, so I had this thing at the start where I wasn't putting the headphones in because I wanted to talk to the people around me. And then when there was no one there, I still just, I wanted to be in it. I think I wanted to feel the pain a bit more. I don't know. There was just like...
Feel the burn.
It was like, be in it. Like, be in it. Yeah. That's how it felt. Like, it's like this. That's how you're going to get through it. Like, because if you are in it right now, not zoning out, you're going to be so much better for it long term, down the line mentally. Because if you can be in that pain, then that's how I was thinking.
Rather than checking out.
It fucking made it harder, really. But I was trying to make it in my head, you're going to get way more out of this mentally if you just be in it. And then I just hit this point. You know when there's a little back road going down just before you go down to that cafe?
Bibb and Tucker, before Bibb and Tucker.
And I started to feel good. I was like
a runner's high?
I couldn't run any faster, but I felt fine.
Is it runner's high or whatever they say?
No, I just felt fine again. Like I felt confident.
I'm yet to experience this runner's high.
So
I've fucking run lots, and unless they're doing MDMA when they're jogging,
I think the runner's high is after, man.
You think?
Yeah, I think the runner's high is after, because after I feel great. I feel fatigued, but I feel like energy, like...
I'm still chasing it.
Alive.
It's easier to buy some M.
It just feels like you've earned everything. Maybe. I don't know. But anyway, when we got to that point, so I felt great, but just couldn't run fast again. I was stuck at that point where I just couldn't go fast, and Stevie could. So we were doing basically a kilometre of running and then walk for 50 metres and a kilometre of running and walk for 50 metres just to get to that 90 kilometre.
I thought I had to really mentally challenge you in that one.
Yeah, because...
he was struggling a lot, and I could see that.
Yeah, because... I wasn't struggling like mentally or like feeling. I just couldn't run any faster.
Yeah.
So I went through this weird little thing where I felt fine. I just couldn't physically do what I was feeling, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's me with footy.
So that's where I just I can't remember if we said it. I think I just said just run ahead at your own pace, and we'll catch up when we stop and walk. Yeah. And
I just said to you, we're doing 1 kilometre.
Yes. Yeah.
Don't stop until you've done a K.
Yeah.
And then walk a bit, and then we'll do it again.
And
so I'd get to the kilometre mark, and I'd stop and turn and look at him and go, come on, get to here.
And then bite size.
Yeah. And we were just doing it like that. So he would get there probably a good... There was one... This was actually a fucked up moment where...
He's just sprinting.
No, I was about 50 metres behind him, that's still a fair way.
Yeah.
But at 50 metres, and then there was one where halfway through one of these little kilometre stretches, we got stuck with a cart pulling in at Cot, and I got stuck waiting for this car to go across, and then he went an extra 20 or 30 metres, and it felt like it really oh fuck, like now I have to start running again. But by the time we got to the 90, I was like, oh.
No nudie run? No nudie run through Swanbourne?
By the time we got to Swanbourne Beach, I felt so good. Like physically.
Because you knew you were going to get your dick out. This is my
Like,
time.
this is mine.
I felt good for the people because of the people who rocked up.
Yeah. We had...
who joined you?
So, Corey from AI, Athletic Institute.
Yeah.
Fucking arsehole. He's great, actually. But he was very challenging in that last leg. Very fucking David Goggins-esque.
He was amazing for me.
And
Macca,
Adam McKnight.
And his dog.
The physio, who actually helped me with my ankle prior to the run, him and his dog. And Macca stayed running with me. Actually, at this point, I actually shit myself thinking I was worried about Steve, because every time we stopped... You were only having issues when we stopped. You were fine when we were running, but having issues when we stopped. And we stopped at that 90, and I turned around. I thought we were all good, and something kicked in, and you started tingling, and you couldn't feel your face.
Yeah.
And I started thinking, fuck, like he was... You were sort of hunched over, and Mel had an ice pack on the back of you. And then I think Greenie was checking on you, putting your legs up on the bench.
Was it nerves?
I think
nerve pain.
It must be.
I don't know. I actually don't know.
Yeah, right.
It's just I think it's just the blood flow.
Maybe.
Yeah. It's just It was really weird.
But
Song about
that
it.
was the first time I thought one of us might not. I actually was shitting it, going, "Fuck, he's not gonna do it."
Yeah, I was a bit worried at that one.
He's gonna have
So
to.
he's going hell good all the way until then. Boop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because
That was my lowest
he'd
point.
only had one real dark moment, I think, in that fourth or fifth leg, and the rest you were fucking pretty
Yeah, I was
good.
fine.
But that
What
one
do you
stop,
tell yourself when you are feeling that way? How do you get out of it? Because whenever I am getting a hard spot when I run, I just go, I'll just stop. You know, like I'm not built that way. I know that I just give up.
I think just looking forward to the next part of the run, you know, like obviously where it happened to me at Point Walter with the tingling, I knew I had to get to the left bank to see family and friends.
yeah,
That actually really got me through that part.
yeah,
and then,
breaking it down into steps. Hey,
yeah, and then when we got to Swanbourne, I had the tingling sitting down, and then I saw Greenie rock up and Macca, and I was just like,
And you had
wow,
a tingle in your pants by the sound of things.
I did, mate. I have so much respect
Carly
for
Gordon
those
came
boys.
back with Matt Gordon and the kids.
Yeah, it was
to
just
see how we're
it was
going.
amazing.
Yeah.
It really got me through.
I would be so paranoid, like just from a full selfish perspective, that I'm going to do permanent damage to my body, like with my back surgeries and my torn rotator cuff and stuff. Is there any of that going through your head when you're in pain? You're like, I'm going to do permanent damage.
No, because it wasn't that, was it? There was no. It wasn't.
So
that.
the tingles, you're not thinking, fuck, this is really bad. Like I could,
No, just
or maybe I'm having a stroke.
I just felt like it was pain or something. I don't
know. I just thought I had low blood sugar, but Greenie just thought it was just me carrying that backpack for a long time, and obviously keeping your heart rate up for so long. Because at that stage we were at the 12-hour mark.
Yeah.
So
12 hours
obviously
of been running for.
Working.
Do you have
physically hard for
conversations
that
with
long.
yourself? Because I was listening to Diary of a CEO, and he's talking about happiness, and he describes the brain as just being this, like your heart has learnt that it needs to pump blood, so that's what it does. Your brain has learnt that it needs to create thoughts, and it gets stuck in a pattern of what you've done before. So if you've always pushed through hard parts, your brain's like, we always push through this, and it talks to you, whatever you are, if it's your soul or your essence. Is your brain turning on you, or is your brain your friend at this point?
Probably friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty mentally strong when it comes to physical challenges.
Do you have an...
Well, just run 100K. What I thought so.
Because my brain always goes, just give up. And then something else goes, nah, don't fucking listen to it.
I think.
Do you have the internal monologue?
I don't know.
I didn't have any negative thoughts.
No,
along that
I never
run.
thought we wouldn't finish. I was so confident we would finish.
Yeah.
I just was hating the pain. I was waiting for, I don't know about you, but I was waiting for the next moment where you could get through where it wasn't as physically painful. There was
the end, isn't it?
Well, you could, well, yeah.
That was the hardest part.
Every rest we had was good. So it was just get to that next rest point.
Yeah.
So you could feel good again.
Yeah.
It was like go through the pain until you could get back to a point of, it was like a goal.
And where did Whitey join you?
So once we set off on that one, I was fucking pumped because we had a couple of no-dos.
Yeah.
Couple of no-dos.
Oh, that's the runner's high.
Yeah.
Greenie was great because Greenie knew exactly what we should be doing by then.
Yeah.
Thank God he said, fuck off the salt water, just have water now, you're all good. That's so much better. It was so refreshing having this cold, clean water in our camel packs.
And he knew exactly what to say to us at that stage as well.
Yeah.
Like he was in our head the whole way.
Well, to you maybe, I thought.
To
it.
me it was anyway. That's all.
So I just, maybe this is a mental thing. Maybe I could have gone faster, but I was worried if I went faster, I wouldn't finish.
And he was trying to get you to go faster.
No, he wasn't trying, but he was setting I felt like he was setting the pace, but he wasn't. He was just going with Stevie.
Yeah, right.
And then he got us through. He got us onto the coast road there.
When did you say I'm not going to nudie run Swanbourne? Because I can't imagine anything
5
worse.
weeks ago.
Yeah, can't imagine anything worse than running in soft sand.
I'm so glad that wasn't part of it because I couldn't.
Yeah,
I couldn't have done
You
that.
mentioned it to me and I was like, no chance. mate.
Yeah. I thought
Stick
it
to
would have been a
road.
fun thing. Now, in hindsight, 90 kilometres in, doing a nudie run.
horrific.
Nah, fuck. Just taking my shoes off would have been fucked.
Like that.
Because I couldn't take my shoes off then. I didn't take them off after the fourth or fifth leg.
Yeah. So Whitey misjudged what he needed to do with his car.
So we were on. I couldn't believe our schedule. We were on the dot.
Yeah.
We got to our final leg at 5:15.
Yep.
when we said we'd get there at 5:15. We got there to the minute. And I was like, how the fuck have we done 90 kilometres and kept to the minute on time of where we are? But that was incredible.
Bit of planning.
Yeah, because you went through the planning.
Yeah.
And I was questioning it at the start because he did an 80K run, but when I looked at the video and the footage of that, he was finishing in the dark, and I was like, are you sure you've actually timed this right?
Yeah. Well, and then we looked at the terrain of what I was running in the I don't know, it probably was a lot harder doing the 80. Yeah. It's probably equivalent, the 80 Ultra, to be fair, considering the terrain and the hills and the soft sand that you're running in. So maybe that's why my knees and ankles and stuff are a bit different. But also that makes you run so much slower, which is what I was liking. Yeah. I was fine with that. So that might have been worse for you. I'm not sure. But anyway, so we started running that, and it was pretty evident that fucking Stevie had taken a swing for the hills. Yeah,
5 minutes 40 Ks.
Really good.
That Greenie, mate, got me going.
Greenie was like, come on, boys, this is fucking, it's a privilege to hurt this much. He was actually telling us it's a privilege. This is a fucking privilege to hurt this much. You can fucking do it. And I was like, oh. Yeah.
Privilege?
I was like, well, it is. It's like, not many people have put themselves in that much pain willingly.
No.
And sort of gotten through it. So I understood what he was saying, but it's not what I wanted to hear. So fuck off, cunt. I'll just fucking run at my own pace. And I just said to Maka, hey, mate, just, if you can, just stay with me because I can't run at that pace. Yeah. I'll finish, but we'll just run at that pace. And then Greenie kept on running back to check on me, make sure I was going okay. And it got to a point where Stevie was probably a few hundred metres, maybe fucking even further.
I think it was
away.
a couple of Ks.
Yeah, it's fucking fair way up the road.
He was at Florida and I was all the way up near Scarborough.
It's pretty funny because you think...
I had to go.
Perspectives, though, as well. Like, you think it's so far away. I realised this when we were doing the third or fourth leg after I was fucked, when we were with Jace, and you look over, like, where the raffles are, and
it looks
and
so
you're like,
it
looks so far away. Yeah. It looks so far away, and it ends up being like...
You're like...
1.5 Ks.
Yeah, right.
And you're like, oh, that wasn't far at all.
Yeah. So don't trust your eye making the distance.
So that's why I would look up and I'd be like, he's so far away. Yeah. And he was, but like, it's probably, if Corey is able to run back to me and then run back to you, he was saying he's about 300 or 400 metres. He tried to tell me he was 150 metres ahead. I was like, mate, I'm not a fucking idiot.
Every time he was running back, I was actually walking at that
stage.
Yeah,
I could see. Yeah. Well, I was walking as well. I could, like, it was points where I just said to Macca, we'd get to a traffic light, let's walk for 50 metres. And eventually we held up at sort of just outside, what's the cafe there? Down outside Scarborough?
Wild Fig.
Wild Fig is where we sort of caught
going
up.
into receivership, so it's not going to be there much longer.
And we've only got 1.5 Ks maybe.
We're at 100 kilometre mark.
We're at the 100 kilometre mark.
Sick. And is that where Whitey joined you?
Oh no, Whitey joined us a bit
City
further
Beach.
back. Yeah, so Whitey was running with us, and I felt bad because I couldn't give him much. I was this is when I started to actually, for the first time in the whole run, like feeling bad as well. Not just like. Not like pain in the legs and stuff, like feeling fucked.
I could have given him something, but I didn't want to. after that prank call. Don't mention it.
You should have tattooed your forehead. That would have been funny as fuck.
I should have.
So they were having a chat and stuff and a yarn, and that was good. That helped a little bit, but it got to a point where I was silent again. Yeah. Macca was like, "This is the quietest I've ever heard. You can't." And I was like, I couldn't even laugh at that. And then even to the point at which they sort of were like pushing us to run past Scarborough Beach Hotel, all those bars there. I was waiting for us to get to the base of the hill that we could walk at. I just needed to walk again.
We just had enough at that stage, didn't we? Obviously been out in the sun all day. It just takes its toll.
And I don't know if it was this point where I finally felt like we were back together as well on this point where we were both in a sort of a hurt locker, like we were both fucked at the same time. And I remember us running down the hill at Trig, down that hill, down towards the car park. And
didn't say anything, did we?
Nothing. I could hear fucking Greenie and Macca talking behind us, and I was like, shut the fuck up, cunt. And he was like, they're doing it. They're going to do it.
They're doing it, Peter. They're doing it.
And we got to the car park.
Didn't even turn around.
Couldn't even I think we sort of stopped at the base a little bit. Then we're like, let's get to the canteen part. And then we got to canteen and had to walk for another 50 metres.
Then we had to walk up the hill.
Yeah, we were trying to. So I wanted to run. I thought we would have been able to run through the car park to the top of the hill and down in the park, but I don't think we could even do that. Well, you tried to get me to go an extra 5 metres,
before we hit the finish line, do you want to call James McPhail?
I'll get him in a minute. Actually, okay. I'll send him a message. And I remember us going to the top, and then you could hear cheers.
Yeah.
And along the West Coast Drive there, is it West Coast Highway there, or what's it called there?
No, it was
West Coast Highway.
Yep.
And I could see Adam Selisic, and then this fucking line of about 30 kids on the pathway, and Braden Duckworth.
Yep.
And then I could hear the cheers, and I was like, oh, this is fucking incredible. There's people here. I didn't know how many people were going to be there.
There's fucking heaps there, man.
And then running down, and then all the kids were like high-fiving
one
us.
tried high-fiving me, and I ignored him.
Yeah.
Not.
Well, one of the kids tried to do the finish line before you.
That was Jimmy Burns, fucking little prick. But you know,
he could have probably done the run with us. Speaking of Burnsy,
and then so it was basically a line all the way down fucking West Coast Highway down Trig into the Trig Beach, and then there was a heap of people down like at the little barbecue area, and I remember going down that grass hill and kids doing fucking roly-polies in front of us, and I wanted to fucking kick the little fucks. It was like, I'm going to fucking fall over here. I can't fucking... I'm stopping myself from tripping over them. Like, get out of the fucking way.
Just done 102 Ks, get out.
Mate, I was cooked. And then we were running, and then someone's like, no, it's over here. Get over here. I was like, oh, fuck. And then, I don't know about you.
Did Stirling Council escort you down on the e-scooters?
Yeah, all the kids lined up.
I don't know about you, but you looked a little bit better. I don't know if you felt that way, but when we crossed the finish line,
I felt good.
We had a hug, and then like pain.
Yeah,
I could not. Like it wasn't like all the other stops. It wasn't relief. I was in more pain. I had this nervy pain that you'd been talking about. All through my chest.
His partner?
all through my chest, my neck, my face was nervy, and I started to get like a bit anxious, like, oh, I think I've done something too much. Yeah. Like I was fucked. I started shivering, like feeling terror. I couldn't even put my jumper on, and there's a video, and I'll post it at some point, of me. I don't know if I've showed you me after. Have I showed you this video?
Was it dick pic?
I'll show you this video.
Couldn't say much.
And classic. Well, mate, that's one thing I noticed when you're running. There is no dick there.
That's how you didn't do the nudie run.
Fucking Forrest Stump.
It just shrunk. And I'll quickly show you. Fuck yeah. Sorry.
What an achievement, mate. What an achievement.
So you can see. So you no good for the listeners, but if you could see there, I couldn't even answer.
Yeah.
I was looking up in the air, like eyes closed, fucking just breathing. I was in that much pain. Someone had to put a jumper on me, and then I looked over and made it worse. I seen Stevie over there just
popping around,
having a beer.
Having a beer. It's like, this is fucked.
I already had a sip, and then I was like, I can't drink this.
Yeah. And not that I cared, I just wanted to feel good. And then I seen Scotty, and that made me feel a lot better. And I tried holding her and cuddling her. I couldn't. I had to sit down in a fucking chair because I couldn't hold her with my strength. And then I fucking started getting worried about you because, you explain what happened to you because you looked fucking rocked there for a bit.
Yeah, no, I was good when we finished. And
I
obviously had that beer. Well, I was trying to have a beer anyway. And then I sat down, started eating some fruit, and then just started shaking. Like I was just, I don't know, our body temperature just must have dropped and just started feeling cold.
Scary.
And then, I just had to go home from there.
Yeah.
I feel like
all sorts.
that shivering, I feel like that shivering was just a response to the pain we were in.
Yeah.
I reckon the pain finally kicked in. Because it was like, it's like, you know that shivering you get when you get a fever?
Yeah.
That's what it was like.
Yeah.
I felt like I was having a fever.
Yeah, because you've just put your body through fucking a fever.
Yeah.
For 100K.
Yeah.
So.
And I felt like I was breaking down. Like I couldn't even cry. I knew I was so emotional at the end I couldn't even cry.
No salt.
I don't
No liquids.
yeah. I don't know. I just I had no energy.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Toxic masculinity, I think that one is.
It was great having so many people there. And
I was so surprised, bro, because I had the wedding. I finished at 6:45 and I flew from Freo back up to Trig.
Yeah.
I think I got there about 3 minutes after he's finished.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's like a big crew having a barbie.
Yeah.
I was like looking at the people. There was like 4 people under where we took the video.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that must be them.
Yeah.
And I messaged James, don't worry. And then I fucking like walked over and I recognized like Macca, Proudy, and I was like, what the fuck? There was like 30, 35 people there.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
But you guys looked horrific.
And all their kids.
You Steve, you were doing all right, but you looked fucking putrid, bro.
Yeah, I was fucked, mate.
You looked like one of the ghosts that we spoke about on the Halloween episode.
I don't.
And then you started eating fish.
Yeah, well, I just needed.
Yeah, I saw that. And I was like, "Hey,
Someone gave me fish, and I was just give me something. So like, I remember Blake Arnold with me mates putting a jumper on me. Couldn't even put my jumper on. And the worst part of it, there was part of me going, I had no one here at the end of the 80. Fucking like, I wanted to show love to people that were there for me, and I couldn't.
Yeah.
I couldn't give them anything. I could not give them anything. I could barely raise my head. I was like hunched over.
Yeah.
And I felt weak, and I felt like, I don't know, I just didn't feel like I was giving people the time. And then a couple of people just said, come over me, and I'll fucking, it's 100 Ks.
Yeah.
Like you're allowed to feel like shit.
I was surprised at how much support you had. I know if I did that, I'd have like 3 people there, man. Like you, fucking whoever was the support team and someone else. No one would come. So
I
you had
I didn't
heaps.
even factor
You had
this
Nino there. Nino
in.
came down.
Came down.
Yeah. So another
I didn't even factor this in as well. Like, it was such a West Perth theme.
Yeah.
They were almost, except for you.
Yeah.
And you played some junior footy there, I guess.
Yeah, before I saw the light.
Except for you and Keith. Did Keith?
Yeah, Keith was there.
Yeah, but did he have anything to do with West Perth?
No.
So except for you two, everyone who ran was involved in West Perth Football Club in some way.
Yeah, right.
All past players. Even
That's
Carly was a runner for West Perth.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like it was such, and I didn't factor that in. It was such actually like a,
Yeah.
it was like a West Perth themed fundraiser.
Yeah.
And it showed like the community, because all of those people who were there were just like past player West Perth people as well.
So thanks for all your listeners for coming and supporting. We had Nino and James on the Patreon.
Yeah. And it was good to see Whitey and a few others around. But it was, it was actually quite surreal finishing. And I don't know. How did you feel?
No, same, exactly the same. It was, it was a good feeling seeing all those people there rocking up. But when I got home, I thought I nearly died. I was in all sorts when I got home. Threw up.
Yeah.
Was just shaking again. And
fuck.
Fell asleep in front of people. Just took a nap.
What are you going to say, Scott?
Have you thought about it since, like, what the feeling would have been if you'd failed? Like, do you think it would have been devastation? Like, at the 80Ks or wherever you had your
Good question.
Your thing? Is it?
I would have felt guilty, I think. Just guilty because we obviously been promoting it to people and, you know, and doing it for charity and not being able to finish that. I would have felt really bad.
The only way, so I think we said this in the first leg or second leg. You were like, I'm just worried if one of us doesn't finish,
gets injured.
Because that's the only thing that was going to stop us, I think,
Yep.
injury. I don't think we're ever going to stop us mentally. I think we're both pretty tough in that aspect.
But I mean, like, because you guys obviously, from everything you've said, you put the goal at such a high thing. I mean, you say injury or anything else like that, but I mean, the day of, you might get fucking 30 knot winds.
Yeah.
For most of the thing,
we did.
Yeah. or it starts raining, or fucking you know, like you put yourself in a spot where like
I didn't
the smallest thing you could have failed, and then do you think you just take pride in the fact that you go as hard as you would? I'm just thinking of you know, like the risk to do something as big as that with the thought of, I might not fucking make it.
I never thought about not making it.
Neither did I.
There was no negative thoughts about that. It was just going to be physically. I wasn't going to be able to do it.
Yeah.
Mentally, I was strong.
I think I think I removed ego from it. So I felt like if I have to stop, I have to stop. I'm going to be upset. I'm going to be disappointed.
Well, no one else is running 100Ks.
No, but
Zero to hero.
But if I get injured and I just can't run, like, fuck it. I'll in my head, if I actually thought if I was going to get injured where I can't run, I'll walk, and people will just have to not be there at the end. That's what I had in my head. So I think I was so determined to finish, I would have. But
I would walk 500 miles. I would walk 500 more to be the man.
Had it been a situation where I genuinely couldn't have, I think I tried to remove ego from it and tried to go right.
The flip side is you can do some serious damage as well. Yeah, so it's like if you're at a point where you're going to permanently or really fuck yourself up, then you have to.
Yeah.
So
it's interesting because I had this thing in my head where I feel like you can find any excuse, and I feel like an injury was an excuse. It's not, but I felt like it would have been an excuse in my head. That's how I felt like it would have. That's just how it would have felt. I know that's not the right way to think, but I just felt like an injury was always going to be an excuse. I could have just said,
all right, David Goggins.
Yeah. I could have, I was going to finish no matter what. Yeah. I was going to walk.
Yeah.
I was going to.
I even said to James, I've got a couple of bikes at home, so obviously I only live around the corner from where we're running. So I said, if one of us gets injured, just go home, get a bike, and person can ride next to us. Yeah, nice. So there was no question about not finishing it.
But the question of like how we would have felt if we just genuinely couldn't have broke a leg, broke something. I don't know.
You still raise the money, so fuck them.
Yeah, I don't know. What if we broke a leg? What would you think? Like, how would you feel about not finishing it? Like, because you genuinely probably couldn't finish with a broken leg.
Broken leg. I would have told James to get a bike.
Yeah.
I would have rode next year. 100%. I wouldn't have stopped.
Yeah, and I guess that's an ego thing that you want to do it. Like, is it embarrassment? I don't know. I don't know what it is, but there was just definitely something in us both that we were going to finish.
Well, when the time comes that I'm going to do like anything, I know I'm not going to finish it. So I'm just putting it out there. I'll let you know how it feels because I'd like to give it a go.
Yeah.
But I might start with a marathon first.
You're on your own on that one.
That's all right.
I'm quite fine taking longer to do things in my head. You know this with the podcast. Like we talk about this, there's ways we can cheat. There's hacks. But
James Hackman.
James Hackman. James Hackman. There's hacks to get through anything. But I'm always a person who thinks that if you do something organically and just consistently and be yourself and do that in life, if it takes a bit longer to do it,
I'll work that out. 18 kilometre mark.
You're still going to achieve it, and you're going to be better off for it.
Yeah.
And it's the same with the run. Yep. Like for me, if I was to try and run at his pace and try and like not cheat, but like do all these other things, I probably wouldn't have got through if I tried to run at his pace.
And he's got 4 years younger than you as well.
Oh yeah,
32.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck.
So that's the difference.
But yeah, so I don't know. I'm always for taking long, like, but I'm more than willing to take longer to get the job done.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
I wish I was like that with sex. I try to last as long as I can, but it just my pacing's off.
Yeah, 100%. But the next day, I just want to talk about the next day because
you'll piss some blood, you reckon?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, well, to the point where it was so red, brown, like I was obviously just so...
Having your period through your dick?
I was dehydrated. It's just... And then it's just the stress of your kidneys working so much. And it was all day. You know, like you wake up...
Last night on the Sunday sesh, my kidneys were fucking going hard.
So if you know you wake up one day and you're dehydrated, you're pissing pretty deep yellow. Yeah. You know, you have a bit of drink and eventually it goes pretty clear and, you're sort of back to hydrated.
Yeah.
I was drinking and it was not getting any... Wow. It was just dark.
Yeah, right.
Dark.
Do you reckon you drank enough on the run? Because I was fine. I was totally fine.
I've had kidney problems in the past and that's probably an issue. That maybe contributed. Yeah. But the stress on the kidneys was probably... It might have been the shivering and the shaking at the end and the pain that I was going through. But
Did you walk Sunday? Did you guys walk?
Yeah. I had to go out for lunch, so we went down actually where we ran past down at Cottesloe there for lunch, and we parked about 200 metres away to walk because we couldn't get a car spot. I started walking 10 metres and I was like to Mel, you're going to have to get back in the car. Get back in the car and drive me and drop me off because I couldn't walk. I was gone. So, and then after lunch, we went down to the beach for try and go in the water, and I had to get piggybacked by a brother. he piggybacked me for about 200 metres.
I couldn't get in my brother's car, which was similar to the last year. I had to lift my legs in there, and he had to sort of push me up to get into his car. He's got a bigger car anyway, but I didn't do too much. Went for a walk. We went to the shops to IGA to get some food, but that's about the most of the walking I could do. Still pretty sore.
So today's 2 days after for listeners. That catch up on this at another time.
I'm still pretty sore, but it's just a general soreness now.
Same. I slept so well. Honestly, I slept fucking so well on Saturday night.
I've got something in here that I want to show the difference between how you and me were feeling, I think, on the fourth leg.
Okay.
Because I got sent this by...
the only point where he felt better than I did.
No, other
way?
When I was broken and you were
fourth
good.
Leg. Oh, yep. Okay, so first.
I just got to try and find this one. This looks like it. Sorry, guys. Okay.
How are you feeling, boys?
I'm feeling really good.
Past the halfway mark?
8K's in, I'm perfect, so...
Fuck that guy.
Feeling good. The leg wasn't as hard as the one before that, so I think the painkillers have kicked in and helped out on that one, so feeling really good. So hopefully get through the next leg.
Did I film that or James?
James McPhail. So what I'll do is I'm going to put all that together, all the behind-the-scenes stuff, and I'm going to put it on Patreon first. I might release it to the public. I think it's better for Patreon.
Chuck it on Patreon.
Just Patreon.
We need to build the community.
So people can see all the stuff that was going on behind the scenes. There were some dark moments. I think we got you in a bad place, and it was good. Just like people who came along and
There were moments in the run that Branchy was telling me identified as non-binary and shit. I was like, what the fuck? Where are you at?
What?
You were just talking nonsense halfway through.
Classic.
No. It was every stop I saw you at, you looked like you were doing worse than him.
Yes.
Every stop.
It was the only one that I felt better was the one that you came to. I was way better.
Yeah, right.
Wait,
you still looked worse.
Yeah. I think I just looked better. I just looked grumpy.
The before and after is insane.
I think after the 28 kilometre mark, you didn't say a word to me.
Yeah.
You were just gone. Like it's
20.
I always had to keep
28-1. Yeah,
that's after Stirk Park. Obviously, we were running at different paces, but every time I'd come and talk to you, you'd only give me like one word.
Yeah.
I was like, you good? Yeah, I'm good. And
yeah. I think I was just not. I was more
focused.
I was just more like just not making. I was in my head. That was my way of making people not worry about me. No, I'm all good.
Yeah,
all
okay.
good. Just.
I'm going to go for a run after this. You want to go?
The funny thing is, is the next morning we're fucked. We can barely walk, and we're texting each other, already planning what we're going to do next.
Yeah, right.
I wasn't.
Will you do another 100K?
No.
Fuck.
No, I don't think.
Ticked it off.
Man, you Squirrels?
Look,
would you do it, Squirrely?
Yeah, lock it in.
Yeah?
Sounds easy and fun.
So actually,
I can plan it for you.
I said that after the 80, hey? I
Yeah.
said that after the 80. I said, fuck that. No,
Yeah.
you can do it. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
And I did it again at 100. So maybe you might change my mind.
Yeah.
But I don't think so. I think I'll probably... I think we're more keen on doing a hike.
Yeah.
Like a mountain. And doing it with like listeners.
Like a 0 to Hero Cape track.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Something like...
What's Bluff Knoll?
No, bigger.
Everest.
Not that big. We don't want to die.
Kilimanjaro.
Yes.
Where is Kilimanjaro?
Tanzania.
Oh, fuck. I was just joking.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I sent him.
That's what I said. It's not me. It's
Fuck.
I sent him.
You might kill a man.
I sent him Mount Kilimanjaro yesterday.
Yeah, fucking, that doesn't appeal to me.
So it's about a 5-day trek. But the thing is, so that's only 5,000. It's only 5,000 above.
Is it cold?
Above sea level. I don't know, but yeah, I'd say so.
Is it snow?
At the top.
Fuck that.
But
you're shivering at fucking 28-degree day.
So my thoughts about that is you can get to the peak, and it's not like a risk of death. I'm sure it's difficult. There's probably some dangers, but the risk of death at like Everest, once you go past base camp, there's genuine risk of death. And I'm sure people have gone up, and probably listeners have done peak. I'm sure, like it's a pretty common thing to do now. But I'm not willing to actually risk genuine death.
I have no desire to go and fucking freeze my tits off and stand in a line that's fucking kilometers long.
That's why I want to do Kilimanjaro. I think it'd be a bit more of a trek out. Yeah.
Well, there's lions and shit out there as well, so you could fucking check out some safari.
Yeah.
Tanzania. It's meant to be beautiful. One of my colleagues used to live there. And then we can see if Umfufu's manifesting well.
I was thinking of actually putting together like an actual Hard Yarns Kokoda Trail thing.
Well, judging by the amount of listeners, patrons that we had at the finish line, it might just be me, you, and Nino, and James.
I reckon we could get 4 or 5 people to come.
Yeah?
Yeah.
In an orgy.
And do Kokoda. Would you do Kokoda?
Fuck no, bro. None of that appeals to me. But
Kokoda?
No. All I hear is horror stories.
Mate, if the fucking Prime Minister can do it, you can do it.
What? Yeah, all right, I can do that then.
Yeah. Fucking oath.
Is it the Hawthorn pre-season camp one?
Yep. Yeah, probably. Yeah. It's mate, like
I'll do it.
Kevin Rudd did it.
Oh, I'll do
if
it.
Fucking Kevin Rudd can do it, you can do it.
Fucking oath.
Well,
Sam Newman did it.
Was it Rudd or Tony Abbott?
Abbott's a beast.
I think
Abbott's like Australia's Putin.
No, it was
because Abbott's a weapon.
Yeah, you don't have to be a weapon to do Kokoda Trail. You just have to be mildly fit. And Kevin Rudd did it. So there you go.
And going off
and
your
fucking
run, mate,
Sam
you're
Newman
fit.
did it. And I'm not saying it's easy. I'm just saying it's not like it's not hard.
We're joined by my little brother. He's just walked in for Mini Delby's mini quiz. Are you? Would you do Kokoda?
Yeah, potentially.
What?
Might do it. Well done, boys. By the way.
When's the last time you did a pre-season?
Every year. But well done, boys.
Oh, thank
you.
you.
Really well done. How's the body?
Yeah, pretty
Sore.
Talking about it for the last hour. Listen to the pod, you'll find out. So,
Anyway,
all right, this is we'll wrap it up.
Yeah, that was a good episode. It's just this is just a bonus episode this week
breakdown.
for how we were feeling in certain parts, and we do appreciate all the support. So
it was awesome. Yep. So much sport, so much good stuff.
Well done, bro.
Nice work.
Well done.
Good job.
Thank you for everyone donating as well.
Yeah,
That's massive.
and we'll try and reopen a new page if we can.
Oh, for donations.
Late donations.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Anything to plug? Yeah, left bank quiz, but also our Patreon. So people still don't know what it is. It's like an OnlyFans for podcasts where you give us $5 a month. I think there's about 5 bonus episodes on there at the moment. We did one recently, me and Squirrel Dogs driving down to Mandurah.
Mm-hmm.
There's always discounts to my shows. So Patreon, top level, mid level, you get different discounts. So if you're going to go see a comedy show, you can check on there for deals. You get merch. Hopefully we can build the Patreon. We've got an exciting meeting with Spotify on Wednesday.
Oh, fuck. Jesus. I didn't know if we were going to talk about that. But,
fingers crossed.
Well, fingers crossed.
It goes well. And if it doesn't, we'll never mention it again.
It is pretty cool. They reached out to us. So, meeting with them on Wednesday.
Oh, yeah, I should plug WA Comedy Week, Friday the 11th. We got Who's Rhyme, last Who's Rhyme for the year at 6:15 at Rekabite. So I'll organise a Patreon code discount for that as well.
Cool. Stevie, you want to plug your business?
To find the Patreon, it's just a link
busy
on Hard
enough.
Yarns.
Or what was that one?
I was saying to find it, people are like, what is it, an app or a website? Go to Instagram and click Hard Yarns link and it'll bring you to all stuff that we've got.
Yeah,
there's a donate link. There's a fucking Hard Yarns website. There's something else.
Yep.
Can't remember. Yeah. Plug your business. Or are you too busy?
No, I'm too busy.
Fuck. All right. There's a Sparky, so unplug his business.
Maybe when I go quiet, I'll come back on.
I've got nothing really to promote. I've really been turning down any people who have been asking me to do stand-up for the last couple of weeks just to prep. But the only one I've accepted is ECC Christmas Special. I can't remember what this. I think it's a Tuesday before Christmas, so that'll be fun. And fuck, mate, if this... Now we've said it, the Spotify thing can go well.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. We'll be able to give a fuck ton more content, a bit of fun with that. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves.
And we're trying to organise a Patreon Chrissy party as well. We're just got to find the date. Even if it's the 18th, I've got to host Sunday singles. So even if we start and I come back at 6:15 here, we'll do a beer Olympics or something.
But yeah, and I'm going to Thailand in 2 weeks, so we'll hopefully
going to drain the balls in the league.
we'll go see what happens with that episodes.
And he's going to see Dirk. Are you going to meet Dirk?
Oh yeah, I'm going to try and meet up with Dirk from the Alan Roberts episodes. Yeah. I think he's in.
Oh well, I'm gonna go see Dirk.
Oh well, and I thought I had problems. Cool. So but hopefully we should be right for episodes that week. I'll just leave it with you, Delby. You can do some episodes. Should that be fun?
Cool.
Squirrely, you can step in, eh?
I'm the producer now.
Jamal's going to be on there. Yeah, perfect. All right, cool.
All right,
cheers.
Peace.
And we just do a pre-roll.
All right, hard yarners. We are here with the hardest leg of the marathon run. Oh, I don't even know what it is. We're here with the ultra hard leg yarn. What is it?
We'll do the ultra hard yards wrap up special.
Yeah, there we go. We are joined by Stevie Patente and Cameron Branch.
Yeah, I'm always here.
And our new producer,
Squirrel Dog.
Squirrely was producer today. That was a good bit of fun. We're joined by Stevie. Stevie, what did we chat about? We just surmised the run, hey?
Yep, just what we went through at each stage.
Yeah.
And
what was your favourite bit of the podcast?
Of the podcast?
Yeah. What was your favourite part?
Right now when I need to go to the
toilet. Poor bloke needs a piss, so we'll wrap it up. But basically, for those of you listening, it's just a wrap up of every leg, how we were feeling, the things we went through, the highs and lows, and how we prepped and created the event. So
this is by popular demand. Everyone wanted to know. So this is for you.
Sick.
Shout out to the Patreons. Let's get hard.
Let's get hard.
Pause for dramatic effect.
Cool. Oh, do you know what we didn't do? I didn't. No, I didn't thank all of the people who donated.
I just did. I just said thank you.
But I was going to individually thank it, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, cool. All good.
You can do that as an extra clip.
I didn't call James. I forgot. All good.
Oh, shit. We'll get you to do Chris Scroll. You can do it as well, John.
Hey?
Jamie's written up a little bit.
I got doctors at 6. I got bloods. Getting all my bloods taken. Sorry. Unless you want a quick... Nah. Sorry, man. I didn't know you were doing that. I got doctors, then I got to pick up Scotty. But Wednesday... coming before the... press that button. Coming before the... what do you do Wednesdays? You work? Coming before the Spotify chat?
Yeah.
Nah, it's
I think it's
at
just
10.
At first that was too fucking
Between 9 and 10?
switch. Try to catch everyone talking.
Afternoon?
Yeah. So hopefully it's alright.
Just work around him if yeah. I'm pretty flexible now.
What's the Spotify meeting?
Yeah, Spotify emailed us.
Yeah, they're giving you...
So they emailed us last Monday.
Yeah.
And so we've got a Zoom meeting with them on Wednesday.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, because it's way different to like the US. Once you get a certain amount, you can just monetize.
Yeah.
But
So I've been having a look at like exclusive Spotify podcasts. And you got your big ones that everyone would know, but there's just some locals in each state as well in Australia and New Zealand.
yeah, okay.
And I was like, fuck, so
What does that mean, though? Do they pay you?
so they pay you to only put your content out on there, and then they not only that, they then push you out. They put ads out on social media.
Because they own Anchor as well.
Yeah, right.
And
So that's what I was saying. Like US, it's only like
yeah, and
I think it's like
give you
400 or 500
guests.
listens,
Yeah.
and
And you can monetize straight away.
you can monetize. There were people in Australia doing it where they were doing it from a US address.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Just to get
Oh,
that.
wow.
And actually like making decent money. Yeah, I was looking at it. It's fun.
So
Fingers crossed. I wonder if it's a good amount.
Might not be, but
But
it might
I
be
think
fair.
like even what I was saying on that, it's more than what you think. Because they've been trying to like push podcasting to the next thing. They're trying to get ahead of it. But they were losing money.
Imagine we could just say, well, yeah, we want to make this full time, so we can pay our wage. Actually, don't even say it. Just go, what are you using it on? Yeah.
But the thing is, like, it just ends up being. No, it was good. Like, fuck, if they're contacting because they're recognising that it's done well, but they also they'll
Say you've done it, man.
Yeah.
Really can't say that.
they fund all the fun studios, producing everything. They're not only have
I reckon we can get Jamal.
they'll get us cameras that play roles.
I think our goal was 2 weeks, so we only put it up in end of September.
And then not only is that good for us, but then when
Yeah.
the podcast gets bigger, if Squirrely comes on, then all people
it'll be
learn
like
about Squirrely and the
What are you
road.
talking about? I'm the producer.
And then
I was
like,
the producer last week.
so
Fucking just straight in there.
yeah, so we'll see. Hopefully that goes well. I don't even know what we're meant to how
You need a massage, brother.
Do you know anyone who's like had a meeting with them before? Because obviously it'd be good to have something
Yeah.
before you go in. Because they're gonna throw a lot of shit at you straight away.
yeah. Definitely won't just accept or like at the same time they could just be just checking up to see what we're like as people and
Oh, that's not good.
who knows when they're like so don't want to get too excited but fuck it'd be incredible. It's just so cool that I put my goals out the other day on social media and I put like I'm ticking them all off and next one I ticked off was the writing of the short film script and I wrote on the caption only one box left to tick and it was full-time podcast.
Yeah.
2 days later I get that email.
Yeah, right.
It's like you put it out there in the universe and it fucking comes back to you.
You write a script for something.
Yeah, short film, Christmas film.
Just for who for?
Just for me to film.
Oh, okay.
Just I did Christmas. I don't know why I did Christmas. I just did
Top of
Christmas.
the year, bro. Everyone's happy.
I had this vision in my head of this sort of like it's kind of like it's like a homeless Christmas sort of thing, and I just wrote it, and I just like the dynamic between these two characters at homeless.
It's so funny that you say that. My signs are being used by homeless people as shelter.
Fucking hell. I want to show this like the perspective of like what you've got and stuff like that. They're just short film, like 10, 15-minute film, and film it like early December.
I can be
Wolfie, you'd have to be the homeless guy.
short enough.
Yeah, he is.
Where the hell is he?
Yeah, so he is. So yeah, I've got a few different sort of, but it's funny. I put that out there,
Yeah.
and then that happens. It's kind of cool. But regardless, I don't like we'll never put it on the podcast. It doesn't really matter, but
Yeah.
I mentioned editors. So Husey somehow found out about it, and he was just saying like, regardless, if they're reaching out to you,
Yeah.
it could be another year away, but fucking you're on.
Yeah, they know who you are.
Yeah.
Maybe we're all money. We're just chasing a setup fee.
They're very interested. I think they want to learn about that community, what we're building, and
You're on their radar now.
yeah.
And it's a legit email.
And it's perfect timing.
Yeah.
Perfect timing because of the mental health running, the video, like all that sort of stuff. Astrophysicist on as the last guest.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
That was
put as many
that was
clips
sick.
up.
That was a good episode.
Trying to put as many clips up in advance before we're ragging on Pfizer and shit.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be like you're an anti-vax fucking
Yeah.
thing. But
Mental health.
yeah, we're gonna have mental health.
Okay.
What a mental health podcast.
The guy that said to you on Friday.
Oh
Mental
yeah.
health.
Fuck.
This guy came up to him in the crowd. It just says mental health.
Xavier messaged me. Xavier messaged me and said you crushed Mandra. He said you were fire.
Real good. It was a rowdy crowd. Really crushed. I crushed. Nikki Valentine had an amazing set.
Really? So it's just a good crowd, or is Nicky getting better?
Both, I think.